If you only follow the headlines, this looks like a story about incidents and strategic positioning. That's the visible layer, and analysts say it's real, but it's also the smallest part of what's happening. Based on public reporting, underneath the visible exchanges is a longer, quieter contest over power. Who controls leverage in the region? Who gets to set the terms everyone else has to plan around? And who ends up weaker once things settle? This video is about that deeper layer, the one that explains why the situation keeps returning even during quiet periods. To understand the contest analysts describe, you have to separate what each side says from what reporting suggests each side actually wants. Iran's regional strategy, per public analysis, appears centered on preserving its position and its ability to project influence through allied groups, without triggering a situation it cannot sustain. Its behavior is often read by analysts as risk management, testing limits, absorbing pressure, avoiding the one move that would force an unmanageable reaction. Israel's stated doctrine, according to public statements and reporting, favors addressing threats early rather than letting them mature, and demonstrating to allies and adversaries that strategic commitments are credible. In that doctrine, waiting is treated as its own risk. The United States is generally described by analysts as pursuing a different goal from both, preventing a wider regional conflict that replaced with overextending its commitments, protecting trade routes through the region, and preserving alliance credibility without overcommitting. Reporting suggests it is less focused on tactical wins than on keeping the broader system stable. Three different goals occupying the same crisis at the same time. That mismatch is a big part of why analysts see this as so hard to resolve cleanly. A step toward calm for one actor can look like a setback for another. This is also why events that look small in the news can trigger outsized reactions. A single incident, a single statement, a single ship rerouted. In isolation, none of that looks like much. But in a tightly coupled system, small actions get read as signals about intent, and intent is what analysts say everyone is actually trying to measure. This is sometimes called a signaling environment. Each side is often less concerned with the literal impact of an action than with what it reveals about resolve, capability, and limits. That's one reason a modest incident can move markets, and a single statement can shift alliance behavior. The action itself is small, but the information it carries isn't. None of this stays regional for long, because the region sits on top of infrastructure much of the world depends on. Shipping lanes near the Gulf carry a significant share of global energy trade, so instability there tends to show up quickly in freight insurance rates and energy pricing, far from the region itself. Alliance structures shift too. Other states reportedly reposition, hedge, or seek assurances, depending on how committed they judge major powers to be. Third-party states, regional and global, are often described as watching for opportunities to gain leverage while attention is elsewhere. A story that looks like it involves two or three actors is, underneath, a test of the wider system. Put together, what's really being contested per this analysis isn't a single event. It's the structure of regional order itself. Who sets the terms in one of the world's most strategically significant regions? Each actor is trying to shape that architecture using the tools available to it. Strategic positioning, diplomacy, economic measures, and public signaling. That's the frame the rest of this series builds on. Put together, what's really being contested, per this analysis, isn't a single event. It's the architecture of stability itself. Who sets the terms in one of the world's most strategically significant regions? Each actor is trying to shape that architecture using the tools available to it. Military posture, diplomacy, economic pressure, and public signaling. That's the frame the rest of this series builds on. By this reading, the deeper contest isn't measured in incidents, it's measured in leverage, credibility, and who controls the next move. Keep that frame in mind as this story develops, because the next move could shape the region for years, not weeks. Follow the channel for the next breakdown in this series. This analysis is for informational and educational purposes, drawn from public reporting, shipping data providers, and government sources. It reflects analyst interpretations, not confirmed facts, and is not investment, legal, or policy advice. This is the Katakyie Brief. While everyone talks about the military side of geopolitics, we track the boardrooms, the balance sheets, and the breakthroughs that quietly redraw the map. Because the next war for power won't just be fought with weapons. It'll be fought with technology, capital, and ideas. If you want to stay ahead of that shift, share this with someone building in the space and follow for the next brief. Stay sharp, stay ahead. This is the Katakyie Brief.